From the minds of the mission, from pain to power, rewriting lives every single hour. We don't guess, we measure, we elevate minds. From anxiety chains to purpose aligned. Healing the brain is the future we claim. Turning science into a worldwide flame. It's not just health, it's a legacy call. Rise up leaders, we're changing it all. Change your brain, change your life. Break the limits, cut the strife. From the clinic to the world we ignite. Business of brain health, shining the light. We're building hope, we're scaling truth. Optimize minds, unstoppable youth. From
Hello, everyone. We hope you enjoyed our fun song all about brain health. Welcome to our webinar for May, which is all about the business of brain health, where we'll walk you through the first step to becoming a brain health certified coach. For the first few moments, we'd love for everybody to chime on in, say hello, let us know where you're joining us from as we get the introductions going. Again, we hope you liked that song. That was an original production by our team. All right, so today we are going to be walking through the first step of transforming your brain, your life, and your future with Amen University's Brain Health Certification Program. We're seeing some Iowa, Georgia, Colorado, Cedar Lake. You're already in the program. If you're already in the program, we totally welcome to stay because you could just learn a bit more and also go through a very nice interactive experience with Lorenzo. All right. And as a start, my name is Catherine, and I manage the affiliate and partnership program here at Amen University and lead our webinar series. So we're going to start with actually a testimonial from one of our graduates and also one of our mentors from our brain health certification course. So on our next slide, we're going to hear our lovely testimonial.
As an Army veteran who has faced both visible and invisible battles, my search for healing led me to Amen University. I wanted to understand my brain, renew my mind, and find practical ways to restore clarity, peace, and purpose after years of serving others while silently carrying my own struggles. Through Amen University, I gained powerful insight into how the brain impacts every area of your life, our emotions, relationships, and ability to heal. The teaching connected science and faith in a way that brought everything full circle for me. It not only deepened my understanding of myself, but also equipped me to guide others with compassion and confidence. Today, I integrate these principles into my coaching, counseling, and community work, helping individuals overcome anxiety, trauma, and stress by building brain-healthy habits and mindsets. Amen University didn't just change the way I think, it transformed the way I live and lead.
Hopefully everyone was able to hear that. If not, that was an incredible testimonial from Tasha Faison, who again is one of our elite certified brain health coaches and an Amen University clinician mentor. So she mentors all the current students who are in the program, which is a wonderful aspect of our brain health coaching certification. So what brings you here today? We would love to hear in the chat. What is one brain health goal that you have right now? And perhaps you are here because you have a mission and a goal of becoming more focused, calm, and in control. You might be curious about how brain health impacts your life. And you might be considering enrolling in our Elite Brain Health Certification courses. You may have also completed or are still going through our 30-day happiness challenge, which we launched at our last webinar in April. And if you did, we'd love to hear from you if you've done that. And then you might also want to work with coaches, clinicians, educators, or caregivers, or you may be one of those yourself. And this applies to so many of us, but you may also be searching for some immediate practical science-based tools that you can use right away. All right. What you will get from today is a new way to understand your brain and why it matters, practical tools you can apply immediately, insight into how brain health impacts our mood, focus, and performance, and a clear path to go deeper personally or professionally as we explain and go through our elite coaching program. And then at the end, we'll do a live Q&A, and then we'll also share our exclusive special offer that's available to everybody who attended our session today. So again, the goal here is to get insight, action, participation. We'd love to see your comments, any of your questions. We hope to be here for you and walk you through everything. So our amazing hosts today are Lorenzo Sevilla and Joshua Hicks, who are going to go through a brief introduction of who Dr. Amen is, his mission, going through our courses and our programs and the opportunities available to you as a brain health coach, and a special session led by Lorenzo that we know you will all enjoy. So without further ado, I'm going to turn our slide over to Joshua, who is going to introduce you to Dr. Daniel Amen.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Amen University. My name is Joshua. I am the course advisor. Some of you, hello, have seen and talked to you before. And those that haven't, welcome. I wanted to take a few minutes here and talk about why Dr. Daniel Amen is different and why that difference matters so much, especially when we're talking about the business of brain health. Because at the end of the day, building something meaningful in this space requires two things: courage and willingness to think differently. So Dr. Amen didn't just follow the traditional path in mental health, he challenged it. And for a long time in the field, has focused mostly on symptoms. And if two people feel anxious or depressed, they often get the same label and the same treatment. But Dr. Amen asked a simple question that really changed everything. And how do we know unless we look? So instead of guessing, he started using and looking at the brain using SPECT imaging, which allows us to see the patterns of blood flow and activity. And what he found was powerful. The people who are struggling in similar ways don't always have the same brain patterns, which means they don't need the same approach. So this approach wasn't widely accepted at first. Like any major shift, it went through resistance and skepticism. And what we learned as part of the natural stages of change is when something new challenges the norm. But Dr. Amen stayed focused on the data, on helping people. And today that work has led to over 300,000 brain scans, a deeper understanding of how the brain actually works, and more personalized, effective strategies to improve the brain function and mental well-being. But here's where this becomes really important for all of us here is Dr. Amen just didn't improve a system. He reframed the entire conversation. He shifted the focus from mental health to brain health. And that shift has been huge because when we talk about the brain and talk about brain health, it becomes less about labels, more about function, and less about judgment and more understanding. At its core, brain health recognizes how we think, feel, behave, and deeply connect when the brain is working right. So now let's connect this a little bit to business because this is where it gets exciting. In today's world, people are looking for something different. They want personalization, they want clarity, they want understanding on what's really going on. And when you bring a brain-based approach into your work, whether it's the coaching, the training, or working clinically, you immediately stand out, not because it's louder, but because it's more insightful and becomes more effective. So it's no longer helping people change habits. It's helping them understand what's truly going on. And that, what we have found, changes everything. And that's where this opportunity in brain health is so powerful. It's not just helping people who are struggling, it's about optimizing themselves, building resilience, not being stuck with the brain that you have, and really helping people create lasting change in their lives. So when we look at Dr. Amen and what he's built, it really comes down to the willingness to question the status quo, to look deeper and build a model based on how the brain actually works. And now we have a opportunity to carry that forward, to bring this into our work, to differentiate ourselves and truly change lives in a meaningful, lasting way. Thanks, everyone. I'll pass it over to our great Lorenzo Sevilla.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I am genuinely grateful for the opportunity to spend this time with you. I want to respect and honor your time, so I'll do my best to keep this really laser focused and practical because I can absolutely talk longer. As Josh said, I'm Lorenzo. I'm the general manager here at Amen University and Love and Logic. And I've been working for Dr. Amen since 2016, if you can believe it. And honestly, maybe like many of you, he has changed my life. And over the last several years, I've also built $1 million side business outside of my role here. I only share that because I want you to know that I'm also a business owner and entrepreneur. And the concept I'm about to share with you completely transformed the way I think, lead, and operate any business I'm involved in. And so, as a business owner and operator, I know I'm so ambitious, but sometimes I can also feel very overwhelmed. And I feel like I'm always wearing many hats, as I'm sure many of you are too. You'll be the marketer, the operator, the creator, customer service, problem solver, and some days an actual therapist to your teammates and even to yourself. I'm sure many of you can relate to that. But no matter how hard I work, I felt like I was constantly stuck or can be stuck in reaction mode. So I learned this framework from Tony Robbins, and he learned it from Michael Gerber's E-Myth, if you've read the book. And this concept really genuinely changed my life, how I run my business, lead my teams, or even understand myself. So what I eventually realized is that most people who are trying to build a business or even build a life are also trying to do everything and be everything. And the power is in once you understand these three roles, you'll understand that you'll be able to see why some people burn out, while some people stay stuck, why some people are able to scale and thrive. So my intention is that this concept can empower you. So the three roles, go ahead and change the slide, please. The three roles are going to be at a high level: artist, entrepreneur, and manager. Which one are you? Next slide, please. The artist. This is the easiest one to wrap our heads around. An artist is someone like a yoga instructor or a chef. What does a yoga instructor usually want to do? Start a yoga studio. What does a chef want to do? Start a restaurant. But are they good at managing people, managing P&Ls, doing marketing, doing HR? Every business is going to require the artist. It's the person that is the doer, the creator. They're normally the highest paid person, like Stephen Curry, because they're the one artist, that person who can do that skill. They're the yoga instructor, the chef who can cook amazing food. No one else can do it. And if it's up to the artist, they would give away their service or product for free, right? Because they're doing it from passion. They're doing it from love. Can you go to the next slide, please? Just so we get to the difference. The entrepreneur. Now, in our days and times, I mean, being an entrepreneur has been so romanticized. Online, everybody wants to start a business. Thank you. Some people can hear, can't hear. Good. But the entrepreneur does think very differently. They're willing to walk away from a business. They're willing to look at a business as a whole and to see if this thing has wheels, if it has a margin, if it can scale. An entrepreneur has very different personality traits, right? They're going to be a visionary, a communicator, an organizer, putting people in the right seats, able to fire people without staying up all night or their stomach turning. Where if you can imagine an artist, that's probably the hardest thing they'll ever do. And they'll never fire anybody. They'll keep everybody. Next slide, please. Manager, the third person, and just as important, and believe it or not, there are people out there who love doing the same thing every day, whether it's an accountant, someone who just wants to do the inventory. People like routines, nothing outside the box. When you think of an entrepreneur, they're a problem solver. They're walking in every day and ish is hitting the fan. They're all, that excites them, that lights them up. They want to problem solve. The last thing a manager wants to do is problem solve. They just want to do the same thing every single day. And it's normally the stuff that an entrepreneur doesn't want to do, right? And the manager doesn't want to do entrepreneur stuff. And then you have the artist. If you want to go to the next slide. And I apologize if I'm going so fast. Again, I want to respect your time. So we have these three roles: artist, entrepreneur, and a manager. And they are all equal in running a business. They are all necessary. Now, the question is, can one person be all three of these? 100%. If you're a business owner, if you're a clinician, if you're a life coach, at some point in time when you started your business, you absolutely were all three of these. Can you do it? Yes. Can you do it successfully? Yes. Can you do it long-term and be happy? Absolutely not. This is a formula for burnout. This is a formula for being unhappy 5 years from now when you're that chef who's like looking at his payroll and just hating life. And this is important because having this framework, you'll understand who you need to bring on your team. So when you understand who you are, then you can bring the right people. And of course, it doesn't mean that you can't be all three or be two. Like there are seasons in our business where maybe you have to play the role of two or three. It also comes to a point in this of like scaling. If your business is small and you're just like a contractor or a 1099, yes, you can do all three. But if you're really trying to take your business, your organization to the next level, finding the right manager, finding the right entrepreneur to be part of your business, or artist, if you're one or the other, will be key to your success. Let's see, is there anything else I want to share on that? All right. So with that, I hope you guys found value in that. Catherine, if you can go back one slide. So the question is, which one are you by nature? And this is also important too in like with your hiring, right? Because if you're the artist, a yoga instructor, and you're like, oh, your best friend's a yoga instructor, let's get together and start a business. That can be very challenging because now you're both bringing the same exact skill set and now you're lacking all the others. So important to know who you are. So I'll invite you guys right now just for a quick 2-minute process. I'll invite you guys to just join me and maybe close your eyes. And let's take a breath. And let's just pause. I'm going to invite you to focus on your heart. Stop and drop. Stop whatever you're thinking and drop into your heart. And in this heart space, I have this saying that when you're in your heart, you're smart, and when in your head, you're dead. Your heart already knows. I'm going to offer you, let's think of something you can be grateful for. How grateful I am to be awake, aware, and alive. To be able to share this with you. Hopefully plant a seed or a nugget that will evolve you and or your business and the people you get to serve. How grateful that we get to come together in this way. How blessed are we? Most people don't get to spend this time in their workday to take time off to learn through Zoom, through across the world to connect in this way. Just taking a moment of gratitude. And now I'd like you to just ask yourself, what lights you up? What is your nature? Is it to be an artist? To be that coach or clinician? Are you the entrepreneur? Are you the manager? You like doing the same thing over and over again, or do you like variety? And don't force the answer, just allow it to come through you. If you got it, you can just say yes. And with that, let's take a breath and come on back. Thank you guys. And please feel free, if you haven't already, share in the chat. I'd love to see if you're an artist, entrepreneur, manager, if you thought you were one and realized you're another. And thank you guys. Now I'll pass this back to Catherine.
Yeah,
Put it over to Josh.
I will take it over. Wow. Thank you, Lorenzo. Ladies and gentlemen, as you reflect on where are you now and begin to understand and find where you are now and see what needs to change, what role maybe we need to step into in this season, as Lorenzo mentioned, or begin to start the process of hiring that role. And with what Amen University has, and it's important to understand why this exists because none of this came from following a traditional path. Dr. Amen has built this work around a very simple but revolutionary question. What I mentioned earlier is how do we know unless we look? And that question didn't just challenge the system, it went get against it. There's pushback, criticism. There were people who said it couldn't be done or shouldn't be done. And but it became something deeper, commitment from us to truly understand, to look for that root cause and to help people at a level where the traditional approaches weren't fully reaching. And that kind of work, it takes something. It takes curiosity. It takes that entrepreneur. It takes that artist. It takes courage, persistence. It takes the willingness to trust, faith that there's something more and to go after it, to embody it. And that's what we're really helping you step into. It's not just learning something new, but developing the same level of awareness, the same level of thinking, the ability to create that deeper impact. And so when you join us, here's what it's going to look like from day one. We're stepping into an elite cohort, and depending on where you are right now, what stage, what role, and where you're looking to go, that's the next version that begins to take shape. And so if it's that artist phase, it's learning, refining that craft. If it's stepping into that entrepreneurial, you're beginning to see how this grows into something bigger. As the manager, it's great gaining that structure through mentorship, training, and guided materials. So you're not just guessing the way through Dr. Amen's work. You're being led, and almost as importantly, it's you're not doing this alone. This is part of a community. This is where we get to learn, connect, share where we got stuck, where we're looking to grow, how we got there, modeling who's doing what we want to do, and being exposed to everyone in these roles that we're in now or looking to go into next. So it's about expanding what's next. And as we move through these roles, it just doesn't end because this is a lifetime collaboration. As you evolve and make those shifts, come back, refine with the materials alongside us, your classmates, mentors, everybody. And another powerful piece is the elite resource portal that we have. And that's where everything becomes real. So no matter which role that is, you'll have the assessments, the tools, the ongoing training to support you as we make these shifts. So you're not just certified, you become equipped. And that's where we put all of that together. This isn't just a program. This is a role, as Lorenzo mentioned, that we step into the next level of becoming. And so if something in you knows that you're capable of more, the more impact, what you're meant to have, deeper level of what you're really ready to step into, don't ignore that. Choose that path, step into it, and we'll see you inside.
Joshua, would you be able to share the 8 additional Amen University courses that are available if you were to enroll?
Yeah, that's you're sharing. I'm not sharing. It's the next slide.
There you go. Someone just asked that question. All right, I'll take this one. So what is included in your elite certification? If you enroll in our elite certification coaching or clinician course, you get over $30,000 in value as an enrolled student. So from day one, from the day you enroll, you are immediately supported through mentorship, video lessons, digital workbooks, and sessions and more. And you get access to an online community where you're connecting and learning with your peers. You can share what you're learning, your experiences, and just connect with them as you go through this stage and beyond. And upon your graduation, this is where you get lifetime access that Josh was referencing earlier. You get lifetime access to those elite video lessons, an elite resource portal, which includes assessments, client tools, and trainings to support you as you build your business, access to a private alumni community, quarterly calls with Dr. Amen, and monthly expert calls, which is already at a $20,000 value. AU Max, you'll get a 1-year subscription to expanded AU content and memory directory listing, and we will vet you, and that's where you could get added to our directory. And licensed to teach. So these are those 8 Dr. Amen courses that a few of you were asking. I got excited in the previous slide, but it's Healing ADD, Memory Rescue, The Brain Warrior's Way, Overcoming Anxiety, Depression, Trauma, and Grief, and Concussion Rescue. And for the clinical track, you can get up to 50 continuing education credits. So that's an incredible benefit if you are on that clinical side of your profession. And we could wait a moment here if anybody else has any other questions before we move on to our next slide. Just checking through. All right. So this is what we're really excited to share with you. This is your moment. And if you are here, you are either considering or interested in learning more about our brain health coaching programs. So as we just went through, this is your moment to choose your certification path. You could be going through your coaching program or your clinician certification. The coaching is for coaches, educators, and wellness professionals and individuals interested in going further into their brain health knowledge. And today you can save 35% on that cohort that starts on May 18th. If you go the clinician route, that's for licensed therapists, physicians, and clinicians. Saving 35% gives you $1,700 off of our enrollment. So our next cohort starts on May 18th. You can use code May35 to save 35% off at checkout and receive all of those benefits that we just shared on the previous slide. If you scan this QR code right here, that will take you to the landing page that shows both the clinician and the coaching pathways, and adding that May 35 to your shopping cart takes off that 35% discount. So we're very excited to share this offer with you. And if you have any questions, please let us know. We'll keep this slide up here for a little bit, and we're going to give you some of our fun music again, just to take it in. And again,
Change your game and survive for the mission inside. Healing the hurt that people can't hide.
We will be sending the replay to everybody, so you'll get a replay of the video. We'll include all the links, code, and all the details. Pricing. If you go to the website right now, you'll see what the full cost is, and add the code with the discount off. This is somebody who said they are in the program. Glad I'll lower it. And then on the next slide, just to get us through, as a thank you for being here too. If you need some help or you would like to speak with one of our team members here, Joshua being our admissions team lead here, you can scan this QR code to schedule an appointment, and they will walk you through everything, answer any of your questions, and help guide you to find the pathway that is right for you.